Welcome back to American Girl Collectors. Today we're going to be doing another fun DIY project. This one is a doll studio. I've actually done a few DIYs from this kit a long time ago. So you can, if you want to find out how it looked like, you can just go back to my previous videos and you'll see in the thumbnail where it looks like a doll fashion studio, and I had lots of fun putting my dolls in that set. So it is lots of fun. So we're going to do the same routine as usual. We're going to do a few DIYs from the first page, and then we'll carry on from there. So to start things off, this is how it looks like in the beginning. It says Doll Fashion Studio, turn your doll into a fashion designer. This kit came with a lot. As you can see on the table, there's like a whole bunch of things scattered around. It teaches you many different things that you can make, and if you're really into designing doll clothes and stuff, you'll probably like this kit. On the side, this is how it looks like, Doll Fashion Studio with the watermark American Girl logo. They always redo these type of kits. I know for Doll Travel they did, so even if the color looks a bit different, that's because they just redid it, but with the same DIYs. This is what it looks like on the back. As you can tell from the pictures, there's a lot of fun things to work on. So we're going to be looking at a few DIYs. That is actually the description of what's in the kit and what you can do with it. Here is the book, so let's go ahead and open it up. I'm going to put this stuff to the side so that we can get started on the DIY. I have here a few materials we're going to be using for one of the DIYs. I have some scrap cardboard pieces. You could find this pretty much anywhere, like when you buy groceries, and sometimes you get cardboard along with it. You could just cut it up and use that. I'm also using a glue gun, and then I have a measuring tape to measure, scissors, a pencil to draw with, and some extra glue gun sticks. So we're going to go ahead and look at this. Doll Fashion Studio. Turn your doll into a fashion designer. Over here, there shows a really cute picture of a doll next to one of these mannequin foam things, and it also teaches you how to do that, but not in this DIY. It's in a few pages to come, so we'll be looking forward to that another time. Here is just an introduction of how cool the DIYs can be. It really looks like they take it so seriously because they even have coat hangers and really nice things for the dolls' outfits. Here is some instructions on how to carefully do projects with your DIY dolls and your DIYs so that you don't make a mess and stuff. Here is just pictures of what the dolls will look like once you have like a doll runway and stuff. So as you can tell, it does look fun. So this is going to be today's project. It says studio setup. What it wants us to do is build a long table, as you can see in this picture. And it's basically like a working studio table where the dolls can lay out all their stuff, fabrics and big things like that on a big table, and then the dolls can really use it to their advantage. So we do have this to look forward to, and we're going to go ahead and make it. And then it also gives us two other DIYs, pencils and a big eraser. That, according to the picture, looks like it's just laid out there so that the dolls can use. We'll add that to the project also. So, to start things off, it wants us to make two 18-inch paper tees, which is basically cardboard in the shape of a big upper T. But I've made this project before, and I noticed that one strip of cardboard is not thick enough. So what I had done before, I made a few of them. So I'm going to make a few letter T's as measured, and then I'm going to combine them so that it's not just thin but much thicker, because there are a few of them combined. And we're going to have to make two of those. So I'm going to make a few of those T's, and I'm going to show you how it looks like. And then we can secure it to the table, and it's not too complicated, but I'll go ahead and show you what that looks like. So I finished the DIY project. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like. So this is the table. As you can see, it's pretty sturdy, considering it was made out of cardboard. I added star pattern paper onto it just to give it some decoration, but you don't exactly have to. You can leave it brown, and it'll look like wood almost. So you could just decorate it, but you don't really have to. So on the table, you could tell that it's being supported by cardboard shaped letter T's. Here it says 8-inch. What they mean is that the length of the letter T is 8 inches and the width was 5.5 inches that I measured. So from the top part of the T is 5.5 and then the long part is 8 inches. And I made 3 pieces for each side, so I made 6 of them. You want to make sure that when you cut the bottom, you don't want the middle one, the middle piece to be longer, or else it'll tilt and it won't secure. So you want to make sure that the 2 outside pieces of cardboard shaped T's are longer so that you can bend it a little bit, which gives it a better support. So yeah, and then at the top you also want, I use glue gun to secure it, but you also want to make sure that it's flat just so it doesn't tilt. So that's how I got it to stay up, and then I glued the top on top. Up here I have some different things that the dolls would use if they're working on a project. In this picture they have a whole bunch of things like glue, cutting board, measuring, that sort of stuff. It also says to make pencils and an eraser. I have here a regular eraser, which looks exactly like the picture. So I'm just going to add that to their fashion studio. Here it says make pencils. These were pencils that we made in a previous DIY project for doll school, but they look very similar, so you could still use those. Or you can get a regular pencil, cut it up a few times, and sharpen it so it's doll size. And I added a little pom-pom to make it cute. These little things of glue is actually just cardboard that I cut out, and with a marker I colored it. So overall, this project was lots of fun, and I'm really excited to put it next to my dolls so that they can get started on their fashion studio. That was the American Girl Doll Fashion Studio Activity Kit from American Girl.